How's it going, everybody? It's Janet HINAGESHI! So you probably know by now about the Japanese Yuyu Hakusho music CDs, where all the original voice actors from the show sang in character, but weren't really all that popular outside of Japan. I plan on analyzing each of the lyrical songs from the CDs in their own long-form videos. This is the last song whose script I had prepared before people started voting on which ones I should start with, so next week I'll finally start going by which song had the most votes. You can vote for a song anywhere on my content, on any platform, by the way. You can vote in polls I posted to YouTube. You can comment on the colorful still images that ask which songs I should analyze that are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Or you can comment on the short vertical videos that list and categorize the songs. Or you can even comment your requested song on long-form videos of already existing song analysis like this one. Just be clear on the song you're requesting and that you're requesting it to be analyzed. Don't just comment, the Yusuke song. Speaking of Yusuke songs, this week's analysis is of one of his songs, and it's called Akatsuki no Chikai Rising Sun, and it's from the movie soundtrack. You might know the movie as The Poltergeist Report or The Bonds of Fire. Now there's only two versions of this song, which is the original version and the karaoke version. And the only two albums you can find the original version on is the Poltergeist Report soundtrack and Yusuke's chapter of the mini-CDs that were released a few months after the main album. Yusuke's mini-CD has both versions plus a background song from the movie, and those are the only three songs on the mini-CD. The main movie album includes the original version and the background song, but not the instrumental karaoke version. So you can only find the karaoke version on Yusuke's mini-CD, making it one of the rarest songs on all the albums. I was surprised that even the Memorial CD box didn't have any of the movie songs, and that album has 6 CDs. But going back to the mini-CD, there were 5 different mini-CDs in total that were all released together at the same time a few months after the full album, and each one was featured around one of the 4 main guys we all know and love, plus a new character exclusive to the movie, HINAGESHI. Each mini-CD has a song sung by the featured character, the karaoke version, and then a background tune from the movie. Yusuke's mini-CD features these 3 songs: Makeru Wake ni wa Ikane, or I Can't Afford to Lose, which is the movie's fancy version of Struggle of Sadness, Akatsuki no Chikai Rising Sun, and then the instrumental version of Akatsuki no Chikai Rising Sun, the one I mentioned being super rare. So the song is Akatsuki no Chikai with Rising Sun in between tildes. Here it is in kanji. Rising Sun is already in English, which can refer to a literal rising sun, reference Japan as the land of the rising sun, or symbolize hope and new beginnings. Akatsuki no Chikai translates to promise of the dawn or oath of the dawn. I've seen other translations saying it means the dawn is near. You get the idea. Basically, something is coming and it's guaranteed. Now, some countries find Japan's rising sun symbol offensive as it reminds them of Japan's past controversial actions during war, comparing it to a certain German political symbol, but most Japanese citizens just see it as a traditional design still seen in daily life used in celebratory settings or for fishermen's banners, and don't see it at all as something aggressive or offensive. While the song does have a military feel to it, the enemies referred to in the song are fictional, so keep in mind Japan's innocuous celebratory perspective of the rising sun. The song is sung by Nozumo Sasaki, who is the original Japanese voice actor for Yusuke in the series and the movies. The lyrics are written by Yoriko Mori, whose other songs you should be used to seeing on the screen by now. She also wrote the lyrics for 2 songs I previously covered, which are Rebirth Saisei by Makuro and Kurama song Kori no Naifu wo Daite. You'll notice that she also wrote the lyrics for Hiei's and Kuwabara's songs from the movie, Shisenjo no Aria, also known as Manazashi no Aria, and Konjo Ichokusen. Now, you might be expecting the composer/arranger to be Kenji Yamamoto, but it's actually Yusuke Honma, who also composed most, if not all, of the anime series background songs. I thought he also did the theme song, and some sources say he did, but credit usually goes to Matsuko Mawatari, who sang the original Japanese version. But he did appear to work on the entire movie soundtrack, including the lyrical character songs such as Akatsuki no Chikai Rising Sun. So the song itself is in A major and it has 115 beats per minute. It starts out with what sounds like part of one of the background tunes you hear in the anime, the one that goes bum, 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 wahoo. Except this version doesn't include that battle horn sound. It's similar to the tune heard when Yoko first appears on screen for the first time. So that tune plays for a minute, and then it transitions into this military march sound, and then you hear trumpets like someone's making a grand entrance, and then a few quick notes on guitar. Now when Yusuke starts singing, you might notice that the melody is the same as part of his theme music and similar sounding tunes heard throughout the show, which is ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but it's slowed down for this song. So that, but slower. And then about 2 minutes in, it has this funky Season 3 Chapter Black sci-fi disco feel to it for a little bit, and then a guitar solo with some regal-sounding gong crashes here and there. And then after the lyrics pick back up, you hear the trumpets again. The male chorus you sometimes hear in the background adds a very powerful element of building tension and anticipation. Reminds me of a wordless track that's also on the movie album, Seishin no Shōri, Triumph of the Spirit, which is similar to its anime series counterpart that's usually played during an inspirational scene, the one where you hear like these zooms and stuff. Anyway, at the end, the music swells and I think it ends on a tritone. People who know music theory better than me and have heard the ending of the song, let me know in the comments if that's a tritone. So the music itself, before we get into the lyrics, I would describe it as having a very grand, very important feel to it, like a military march. Makes me think, all hail King Yusuke! Now before we analyze the lyrics, let me tell you a little about the movie. So we already know there's the human world, the spirit world, and the demon world, but the movie introduces a new realm called the Netherworld, or the Nether Realm, or the Netherlands, or the Nether Regions, but that's neither here nor there. Oh come on, that was funny. But it is also known as Meikai, not to be confused with Makai, which is Demon World. And in the movie, big bads from Meikai are trying to take over both the spirit world and the human world by using an orb that's hidden in Botan or something. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen it, and the narrative always kind of confused me. I always preferred the abridged version. But anyway, the plot of the movie is important because it's referenced in the lyrics, because Yusuke mentions wanting to crush the ambitions of the Netherworld, which honestly sums up what the whole song is about. I'd say the song is basically a pep talk from Yusuke trying to hype up himself and his team to go take down the bad guys. He sings about how things look grim, about the dark clouds hanging over the world like a wicked curtain. This refers to the villains of the movie and the threat they pose to the realms and the great display of power they've already demonstrated. But in order to be the light that pierces through the darkness to scatter these storm clouds, they need to be courageous and work together as a team. The power of friendship and all that. Yusuke claims that sharing their feelings is powerful enough to melt steel. They just gotta put their minds together and swear to the cause, swear to the inevitably approaching dawn sky that they're gonna win. To believe in themselves. So that's what he means by the title, The Promise of the Dawn, or Oath of the Dawn, as I said earlier, that the rising sun is going to come up and banish the darkness brought on by the Netherworld villains. The light is going to defeat the darkness just as it's always done, time and time again. Now also going back to having that military feel, they are pretty much going to war in a sense, and while this does take place in Japan, the land of the rising sun, it's more like Yusuke is a soldier of the whole world, because that's what's at stake here, in Spirit World too. Yusuke even equates his own masculinity to protecting the freedom of his homeworld by saying, "Freedom is the law, it's our treasure. If I don't protect it, I'll be a failure as a man." He encourages his team to protect the future, put their lives on the line, and swear to fight to the end. If they become the light of the rising sun with the passion and temperature of infinity degrees Celsius, referring to the heat and intensity of the sun, they're guaranteed to win against the Netherworld and crush their ambitions. So pretty inspiring stuff, very poetic. Good job, Yusuke. What did you think of my analysis? Do you agree? Did I get something wrong? Did I leave something out? Do you have a different interpretation? A different translation? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't heard the song yet, go listen to it and then come back and tell me what you think. Also let me know which song you want me to do next. You've got over 50 to choose from, and you can always refer back to my 16 shorts for a refresher. And be sure to follow me for weekly Sunday video releases to learn more about lesser-known Yu Yu Hakusho content and trivia such as songs from the Japanese CDs. Don't forget to share the love!